Check 1, 2.
Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Today we have podcast 226, and it's 5 questions. I'm going to try my best. Remember, if you have a question, send it to support@michaelquarles.com. Here we go. Question number 1. When would you ever conclude that a target market area is just not working? Gosh, guys and gals, that's a great question. I think you have to give it time. We know that when we get through the 6 touches, if something hasn't happened, well, maybe we should really be looking at a couple different things. 1, did it produce enough calls to make it produce results? And 2, if it didn't, then we really have to look at, maybe our target, our area, our geo, or go someplace else. If it produced results or calls, but we didn't get any results out of it, then we have to look at us. Because keep in mind that number is 1 in 34. Now, I've got a market I'm helping someone with right now, and we're having a horrible, terrible, in non-existent pattern or low pattern of opportunity. However, we have a high, very, very high close ratio. And so I'm struggling with it because call volume sucks. Let's face it. There's not a better word than terrible. But yet, when they call, the call quality is enormous. And so I'm pulling out my hair, and I don't have any hair to pull out. So I'm really battling that one, but we're only a month into it. So I want to give it a little bit longer and more of an opportunity to perform. I want to make sure that all of the mail is on the ground and is in the door. And sometimes we can jump too soon. We can be too conscientious, too cautious, and not allow it to work. But if we've gone 6 months and it's not working, it's not working. So I leave it at that. Question number 2. If you want to do some door knocking, how would you approach people who are on your equity list but facing pre-foreclosure? Would you use a generic approach saying that you're an investor looking to purchase 3 and 4 bedroom homes in the area? Who do you know that's looking to? Yep, I'd do it. I surely wouldn't knock on someone's door and say, "Oh, by the way, I know that you can't pay your bills." Yeah, that probably would not be the conversation anybody will have at my front door, kind of thing. They may get just punched in the face. I might do a Donald Trump on them. But, or Steve Austin. I think Steve Austin from WWE would be better than Donald Trump. But yeah, you've got to be really conscientious of steering the conversation that direction. Besides that, sometimes your state laws inhibit you from even certain things that you can talk about. So you might want to check that out too. But yeah, I just walk up to that door, knock, 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 step back about 6 feet, so they can be comfortable and confident to open the door. They go, "What?" I say, "Hi, my name is Michael Quarles. My family and I are looking to buy a house in the neighborhood. Just wondering if you know anybody that's looking to sell." "Oh, you don't? Terrific. You have a wonderful day. Here's my card if you ever find anybody. But thank you very much." Knock, knock, knock. Step back 6 feet. Look up the street. Rinse and repeat. I'm certainly not going to say, "I know, man, dude, I know it's tough. I know you're 3 months behind on your mortgage. I see that the lender's about ready to take your house. What's that going to leave your family and your kids to do?" I'm not going to have that conversation. If they have a need to sell and a desire to sell, if they haven't started working it out, because who knows? You could be in foreclosure and almost out of foreclosure with the lender. The lender just hasn't filed the notice of abandonment of the foreclosure. And so, let's face it. You could just be barking up the wrong tree here. Let them come out of the woodwork and say, "Hey, I'm ready to sell. I need to sell. I can't believe it must be my lucky day. I can't believe it's your lucky day because I just got off the phone with my lender and they said I needed to find someone to buy my house." Well, come on in. So, but that's what I do. Question number 3. Other than working on my center of influence and meeting and greeting strangers, what else should I, as a new investor, be doing on a weekly basis? Gosh, contacting contractors, understanding the pieces of a house, what it costs, contacting lenders, realtors. Like, let's take a lender for a second. I love lenders. I think lenders are some of the happiest people I know. I mean, they're so happy they give me a toothache. That's how happy they are. They're just a different breed. But let's think about a lender for a second. You have A paper lenders, B paper lenders, subprime lenders. You have equity lenders. You have hard money lenders. You have rehab lenders and new construction lenders. Oh my goodness. Think about how many conversations you can have with all those various people. Because just because you're a subprime lender doesn't mean you're a construction lender. Just because you're an A paper lender doesn't mean you're a equity lender. So they all do something different. Man, get to know these people. You know what? Some of your best prospecting will be done to and through your equity and your hard money people. Some of your best prospecting will be done through and to people that are trying to refi folks that can't be refied. Wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't you want to open up the phone book or call someone because they had an ad in the real estate magazine and say, hey, I saw your ad in the news or in the real estate magazine. Man, that's a terrific ad. So you refinance people. You do. Terrific. What do you do in a case when you can't? No, I bet you they tell you they just can't help them. I did all this work. I wasted all this time of my life setting up an appointment to meet these people, and I couldn't help them. I didn't make any money, Mike. What if I could show you how you can make money off and help those people too at the same time? Wouldn't that be a benefit to you? I know it'd be a benefit to them. So I bet you those people that are looking for a refi and can't get a refi probably really needed it. Maybe some of them are set to go into foreclosure because they've been maybe a couple months behind on their mortgage payment. Man, I have this referral program, and it helps people at the same time. Boy, I'd be talking to those people, talking to realtors. Man, I tell you what, realtors are not sometimes the happiest people in the world. Not like lenders. Lenders are pretty happy. Realtors, not so well. Not so much. But think about this. You got a cash offer from two different people. They both are represented by a real estate professional. Their cash offers are exact same amount. 10-day close, $1 billion each. If everything's the same, how do you pick the person? If everything's the same, how do you pick the person? Well, first of all, you're going to sell both of them a house, right? Because you're going to take one of them, put it on your cash buyers list because apparently they have cash. But anyway, let's assume that for a second you're only going to pick one. You're only going to sell one house. How do you pick it? The only thing you have is to go by the professional who they've hired. If I have Mr. Sourpuss doesn't get anything done, complains about complaining, I'm certainly not going to pick that person. I feel bad for the buyer because they picked the wrong real estate agent, because the agent who gets everything done, doesn't complain, has everything on time, pushes closes, understands how they get paid and what they're there for, I'm picking that dude or that gal. Sourpuss can go over there and be sourpuss and complain all about himself all he wants. But if you don't know who they are, how do you choose? Well, those conversations are important. Hang out at Home Depot and Lowe's. Got to give equal, shout outs. So Home Depot, Lowe's. Look at it. Look at what things are. Look at ceiling fans and toilets and bricks and 2x4s and 2x6s and rough sawn and doors and exterior doors and windows and all kinds of stuff. Find out what all these pieces cost. Here's the thing. The more you are a real estate investor, the more it shows. It's kind of like you just look like one. Man, you must be a real estate investor. Yeah, how'd you know? Well, because you look like one. Boy, if I was going to, picture what a real estate investor looked like, it looked like you. Wow, be that person. Why don't you call your local news and radio station? Talk news. They're all AMs. I know. I listen to XM. I don't even, it comes on my Bentley, but I'm sure it does. But call one of those radio talk shows and let them know, hey, you're a real estate expert. If they need any opinion about real estate in your marketplace, they need to call you. You'd love to be called. You'd love to be that person that they interview. They need any people to interview. They need an expert. Why don't you be the expert? Man, if you're the walking, talking real estate professional in your market, business will come your way. There's all kinds of things you can do. All kinds of things you can do.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 4. Do you think cold calling real estate agents is better use of time, or is it better to cold call sellers directly? I'm not even going to answer that question. Question number 5. When you need to add or update appliances in any of your properties, do you go for popular stainless steel, black, or simply the cheaper white? Well, just because it's white doesn't make it cheaper. White's clean. It's a nice color. It's an accepting color for an appliance. I mean, we switch everything out from, the old dungy almond switches and plugs and make those white. We turn all the exterior lighting and all the ceiling fans into white. We do all kinds of stuff with white. White's not cheap. I'm going to take offense to that. White's good. It's a good color for modernizing a house. And it's an accepting color. I have stainless steel in my house. You know what? I think I have 3 bottles of stainless steel fingerprint remover. Man, you open up my refrigerator, you can't but leave a stain on it. Well, when I had my white refrigerator, no big deal. And, but here's the real answer to the question. I'm sorry, I've gone on tangent. Apologize. Here's the real answer to the question. Go look at houses in the market you're selling and do what they do, because that's what your buyer expects. So go look at some, 3 houses that have just sold and, look at the appliances. Go look at 3 houses on the market, open houses, and see what they have. And I can tell you've got to be real conscientious of this. Just because you like it and you want to spend an extra $200 to go to, a color or a steel type over white, that's just because you like it. It doesn't make you any more money. It does not increase the value of the property. Okay? So be careful about that stuff. You could spend your money just for the sake of spending it because you feel like you want to do something. If you want to do something, go on vacation. Do some more marketing. Buy another house. Okay, I'm going to answer question number 4 because I don't want to piss anybody off. Not that I've ever done that before. Do you think cold calling real estate agents is better use of time, or is it better to cold call sellers directly? Cold call sellers directly. The agents that I would probably cold call would be REO agents, because I want to utilize them for 2 things possibly. One, I want to get to know who they are, because I'm going to need an REO agent to do a BPO in my market. But REO agents love double ending their REOs. Now, yes, they have to wait a certain amount of days that the lender who's listing has told them to wait before they can present offers. So it's typically a week or 10 days. So they can't, what they call, pocket a listing and sell it before anybody else knows they have the right to sell or the right to buy. But they sure do go a long way in finding those properties that we're used to. And because they're dealing with lenders, they know their inventory and they know what the lender wants them to do, because they're having conversations a lot regarding inventory and why they're not selling or why it isn't selling and the days on market and all those kind of good things. And lenders just want to push property. So if I was going to cold call an agent for anything, those 2 things. I want to find one for my BPO, and I'd want to solicit them for the REOs that they may have listed. The regular, average, everyday agent, nah. No, maybe I'd call them for a beer, and I'm not a big beer drinker. Although I did have a Corona this last weekend. Man, that thing was nice. Had my pool up to 95 degrees. It was like 71 degrees outside. Little chilly, but boy, when you got in that water, it felt so good. And the Coronas tasted so nice. But yeah, do something like that. This was good. This was a good one. I enjoyed this one. Send some more, guys. And remember, if you want to get in my coaching program, take a look at it. $247 a month or for 6 months, or $1197 one time. We have 3 meetings a week, and you get just bombarded with information and tools to be successful as a real estate investor. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.